As so often happens to me, I ended up talking with people in the coffee shop where I was doing some of my work. And I met this guy, and we got to talking. And when he found out I was a pastor, one, he began to apologize for not being in church for a long time. I don't know why people always feel like they need to apologize for not going. But hey, if that's your sense of your guilt or whatever, let it go. Let it go. So, of course, I invited him to church, but we got to talking about life. And apparently he'd gone through this job change, and he was questioning whether or not it was the right move in his life. And we got to more existential kind of conversation too. He was wondering, I've been trying to live this life that satisfies me, that feels good. The life that they say we're supposed to be living, that full life full of meaning and purpose. And he was having trouble developing that. He said, no matter what I do, I can't seem to be satisfied. I can't seem to figure out or attain that something that I need to make my life whole. And I don't think this is something that's unique to him. I think in a way we're all trying to live this life, this whole full life. And we go after so many things trying to make it happen. We try to get that perfect job, making great money, building up our wealth and our portfolios. We've tried to get that big house and that nice car, and you fill in the blank. I'm sure there's all sorts of things that you've pursued trying to fill the hole that you feel in your life, to live that life that feels great. And none of those things ever seem to work, do they? They never seem to satisfy us. And we might be wondering why. And I think here's the thing. The secret to that full, satisfied life is not trying to attain something. Because I think the thing that we're looking for is something that has already been given to us. It's a free gift. We're looking for that something more in life that makes life complete. And it's something that God gives us freely and something that we can accept. Now, granted, I know you're thinking it's linked to Jesus, and of course it is. But there's another word I've been thinking about, especially this time of year as we're approaching Christmas and we're in the Advent season. It's that word peace. But if we dig into the Old Testament, there's this word that we translate peace. It's actually shalom. And it's not an absence of war word. This is actually a much deeper word. This peace that they talk about is this fullness of self, this completeness of life, this whole full life that I think is the thing that we're looking for. And I think we receive this in Jesus Christ. It's one of those gifts at Christmas time that we remember. Peace, love, hope, and joy. Peace is one of them. And we accept it. We embrace it. It's not something that we have to work toward or attain. It's given to us. And that's what Jesus does for us. So I think oftentimes we're looking in the wrong places for this whole, full, complete life. It's only when we realize that it's linked to Jesus Christ and the grace of God that then we begin to understand that our lives are given meaning, not in what we do and how much we accomplish in this worldly life, but it's about what God has already done for us in Jesus Christ, and then how we accept and live into the identity that has been created for us, an identity in grace, an identity in Jesus Christ. Because here's what I've realized. As we begin to live in this kingdom way, as we begin to live in this embrace of compassion and kindness and love and mercy, and look at all the fruits of the Spirit, as we begin to embrace these things and live out these things in gratitude, we begin to get a sense that we've got it figured out. We have indeed received something that makes us whole and complete. I read an author years ago who talked about this embracement of this grace and this identity as really living into our true selves. This is who we were created to be. And when we uncover that, when we live into that, all of a sudden things begin to move in a way that feels right, in a way that is awesome. And in essence, it looks a lot like Christ. As we become more Christ-like and live that kind of life, we realize it's not about attaining these worldly things. The life we're looking for is already within us, given to us, and fashioned by grace and the love of God. So embrace it. Look to Jesus and the person of Christ and his life and ministry, and it will shape you into who you were always meant to be.